Now playing the Hook and Bridge podcast.
I fucking love Kesha. I'm telling you, I'm the worst person to have a podcast. I can barely speak.
Oh my god, I love this! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another podcast. I am your host today, Taylor, joined by my co-host, McKenna. Hello, McKenna.
Hi.
How have you been?
I have been so good. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you on. So, we also have
Yes.
Carley in the back. It's all women in this room because this is the Women's Month episode. So, we're going to be talking everything women and how much we love women
Oh, yeah.
this episode. So,
Oh, yeah.
McKenna, what's your favorite thing about women?
What's my favorite thing about women?
I know it's hard to choose just
That's
one.
a loaded question.
Yeah.
I really like going to Starbucks and Target and making it an event.
I love that. That's girlhood.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really is.
Yeah.
I was just talking to my friend recently, because this is going to be a little drawn out. Sorry, guys. But
Speak it.
a while ago, I was in this wedding, and the wedding I was in, the girls were all really close.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, like, I wish I had that. But, like, also, I don't. Like, the idea of, like, because they, are together all the time.
Mhm.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that sounds really stressful to, like, be together all the time.
Mhm.
But I was like, but I really want that sense of girlhood.
Yes.
Like, I feel like
Yes.
I've never experienced that sense
Yes.
of girlhood. So I was texting my one best friend who lives in Nebraska. And I was,
Oh.
like, going through it. And I'm like, like, I miss you. And I'm just, like, having a pity party. And then I moved here. And you come over every week. And we hang out. And I literally told
It's
her.
so good.
It's so good. I told her the other day when we went to Target and
Mhm.
just talked,
Mhm.
when we just talked in your car for hours.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, I have experienced girlhood for the first time in my life. And I get it.
You're making me blush.
I get it.
I love you.
I love you more. And it's a
Okay.
really lovely thing.
Yeah, hold on. I was going to ask you what your favorite
Yeah.
thing about girlhood was, but I also have something to add.
Please add.
Girl dinner.
Love girl dinner.
Girl dinner.
Give me some crackers.
Carly,
love
do you have something to add? What's your favorite thing about girlhood?
Periods. Am I right? Oh,
They're actually
Crazy.
the worst
That's
part.
the worst part
about
about
girlhood.
girlhood.
Actually, it is. I don't even know if we can get into it.
I like using it as an excuse for
Yeah.
things.
Fun fact. Oh, actually, that's something we're going to talk about later because I can't
Okay,
wait on the
what's your
podcast.
favorite part?
My favorite part about girlhood. Oh my gosh. Should I go like deep with it or not deep?
I
I
don't
love
know. All of it.
that we endure so much and then just keep going.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yes.
Like we could have the worst day of our lives and
Yeah.
be like, we're just going to push through because we're women.
Yeah.
mhm.
Like I'm going to bite my tongue and keep going because I'm a
Oh,
woman. And
yeah.
like
Yeah.
looking at the bigger picture.
Mhm.
I
Preach
love
it, sister.
And then I also, as like a not deep thing, I love a pretty privilege. Dare I say,
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
not having to carry heavy things.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
I just have to be like, oh my gosh, it's so heavy. And then someone will come over and do it for me. That's a beautiful thing. And I hope that everyone gets to experience it.
I agree with that sometimes. I did have to move my entire couch around my living room today
By
with my dad.
yourself?
No,
Oh, okay.
with my dad.
Why?
But I was the secondary helper.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
It was great. I don't know why.
Oh, just to do it?
Yeah, I woke up this morning and the whole couch was in pieces. In the living room, in the dining room, in the
Yeah.
kitchen, in the hallway.
So who did your dad just decide that it was time or
It sounds like a man's thing.
It didn't
a man's
even
thing.
get rearranged.
what?
It's in the exact same spot it was.
That sounds like a man's
I would
doing.
love to have answers for this, guys.
I wonder if it was just a deep clean
I
moment.
just asked if he needed help moving it, and he said, yes, I need your muscles. And I was like, okay,
I love that.
I'm here.
I carried my. How heavy would you say that Shiloh is?
I don't know, Shiloh.
Okay. I'm gonna say between 80 and 100 pounds, which I think is like she's
Fair. Yeah.
a strong girl. But she had an incident. We went on a walk yesterday, and she had an incident where she was not going to make it to the restroom in time if she took another step.
Yes.
So I carried her on my back from the school all the way back here.
Nice.
And I have never in my life felt more strong
Nice.
than I did in that moment.
Hey, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. It was really impressive. And
That's
she really
good.
enjoyed it.
Can I interject?
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
I just wanted to say one of my favorite things about womanhood is that you can do 144 episodes of a show every week
And not know that you're doing it.
and not have proper mic technique at all.
Oh, that's going to
Okay.
drive Carley
No,
insane.
it's pretty awesome though. But like,
that no
if
one
you
can
could
hear
just
this episode.
if you could just lower it like
Oh.
3 inches, that would be
I feel like mine needs to be
great.
raised.
I think you should do whatever your heart desires. I think it's crazy that a man runs the show and he didn't come in to check to make sure everything was right
Oh,
beforehand.
real.
I think that's
It is pretty crazy.
insane.
It is pretty crazy.
Especially because I'm just a co-host. I'm
Remember
just a
last
fill-in.
time we did one and he wasn't even here to
He
save me at the very end?
Wasn't even here. Remember when my computer died?
I do remember
Yes, and
That
I
was
was
crazy.
stranded.
Guys, my favorite part about
Listen.
girlhood is not having to charge your laptop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because my laptop is
Yeah.
never charged.
Always dead.
Oh, I love it. Let's see. What have been our favorite moments for women this year?
Moments for women this year.
Well, I guess it doesn't have to be just like.
Oh, I have one that happened
Okay.
today.
Oh, I love that.
All Too Well 10-minute version. 10-minute version.
10
hit
minutes?
the Billions Club today on Spotify.
Whoa,
Longest song to ever reach the Billions Club.
that
was pretty
insane.
impressive.
That makes me really happy for
Yeah.
her.
In the
I love
era
that.
of like short songs, like 2
Yeah.
3 minutes, people don't make long songs anymore.
Oh,
And here walks in 10 minutes
I
long.
love that. That's your girl.
The
She made that
masterpiece of the
happen.
century. Yeah.
Oh,
I
love
will
it.
say 500,000 of those streams were probably me, but yeah, still.
I was gonna say 9,999 were probably you.
That's more fair, I think.
Yeah.
I was being kind of generous.
I
with
love
it.
that. McKenna has recently showed me Taylor Swift's Dirty Songs.
Oh.
And I'm a fan.
Yeah.
It's given me a new view on Taylor Swift. Carley,
exactly.
How do you feel about Taylor Swift?
Oh, I mean, she slays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Please. Something about this doesn't seem right.
You know, I just wanted to say that as an avid listener of the Hook and Bridge podcast,
I don't even know what that is.
available literally on all mediums that you listen to.
Only a man would promote like that. Mid-sentence.
I just wanted to say
Mid-sentence.
that there's a third host of the show who had a huge, amazing woman moment this year. Well, I guess
it was
last year,
Yeah.
but like within the last 12 months.
This is
That's
very
true.
true. She pushed out a human,
Yeah.
which is one of the strongest things that women can do.
Yeah.
Which is lovely. She grew that human and then pushed him out. And he was a big boy. He was 8 pounds.
I'm still growing mine.
Yeah, me too.
15 years.
15 whole years. That's a whole adult.
Yeah.
Actually, that's creepy. I'm not going to share that on here. Never mind. I was listening to mother-in-law stories on TikTok of like
That's fun.
monster-in-law stories.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if it's real or not, but there was this one story that this woman who had been married to her husband said that she walked in on her husband breastfeeding from his mom. Yeah. I don't know how real that is, but I guess she had just never stopped. Like she had never stopped breastfeeding, so she was still producing milk.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say.
I
Don't
have
they
no
just
idea.
stop like producing?
I couldn't tell you. I literally couldn't tell you. And then they gaslit her into thinking it was normal. Which, if you're listening, that's not normal.
That's not normal.
That's far from normal. Anyways, gaslit her into saying that it's normal. And then she caught them again at a family function and then filed for a divorce.
Well, yes, that's creepy.
Which is crazy you let it go a second time.
I
like,
mean,
after the first time, would have said, "This is too much, dog. I'm actually out."
yeah, if you find out it's a normal occurrence.
That's gross. I think even once is too much.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's really gross.
I think that's very disturbing, probably.
Yeah,
to walk in on, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't do that. Like, if you're a grown man, you should act like a grown man. How do you feel about men, Carly?
I fucking hate them.
Oh, period.
No, that's the true statement that you
They're
said.
horrible.
Yeah.
They're terrible. They're awful.
Yeah.
Except for my little nephew that Lindsay popped out. He was
That's
lovely.
so true.
He is
And that
so
was a great
perfect.
point, Carly. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, he is so perfect. Yeah.
I miss him.
Me too. His chubby little tiny cheeks. Oh, I love him. I have not gotten to see him much this week.
Oh, that's so sad.
Because his Mima took over.
Yeah.
She did everything. She loves that little baby. And he traded her in for his Papa Walt, which I think is very funny.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
He walked in today and couldn't be bothered that his Meemaw was there.
Nice.
So, let's see, what else is there? What is my favorite moment for
yes, let's go
women this
back.
year? Oh, Megan Trainor just had her 10-year anniversary. I got the album.
I love Megan Trainor so much.
Me too. I literally,
Mhm.
I tried to order it 3 days ago on her website and it was
Mhm.
sold out. And I was so
No.
sad. And so then Bohemian Amigos posted that they had it at their record store.
Shout out
tried and
Bohemian
true.
Amigos.
Shout out Bohemian Amigos.
Shout out. Honestly,
them.
love. So get there. And we had gotten there a little bit late and I was worried. We were going to get there as soon as we opened, but we got there, I don't know, it was probably like noon 30.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, it's probably not going to be here. I wasn't getting my hopes up. As soon as I walk in, Lindsay grabbed it for me. That it was sitting
Period.
front and center. So I got it.
That's so exciting.
And then Harley, which Carly might know. I don't know if Carly knows Harley.
Yeah, I listened to the show, so
oh yeah,
Oh,
biggest fan back
that's
biggest
fake.
fan ever.
The only person who I know actually listens to the show is McKenna.
there. Yeah,
Anywho.
that's real.
So, we got another copy for Harley. There were only 2 copies there. And we got one for him. However, it wasn't, so on her website, it was like a blue, I can't remember if it was blue tie-dye or what.
Mhm.
And this one is just black, which is okay.
Yeah,
Like, I
I
still
love a
got
classic
it.
vinyl.
Yeah. I'm like, I haven't seen a classic vinyl in a long time.
Well,
When I
because
opened it, I
sometimes
was
the
surprised.
cool ones, like they look really cool. And
Yeah.
You love to display them, but they don't play as nicely as the
Yes.
classic pressings do.
So that's something that Harley was talking about today. I didn't know that that
Mhm.
was a thing because I
Yeah.
said it's crazy that I spent more money than what was on her website
Mhm.
for an album that was just a classic black vinyl. Like I
Mhm.
would assume, that it would be less money. And he said that because it's made out of cheaper materials for the colors, that's why it's cheaper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's called
exactly.
high fidelity vinyl. It's a certain grade.
Do I hear mansplaining?
No. I heard that from another man.
From another man. Okay,
Anywho, yeah. So I got the vinyl,
that
and
is
I was
so awesome.
I was so excited.
Wait, so we're gonna listen to
Yeah.
it all day on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, all day.
Oh,
It's
perfect.
already on there. We've been
Perfect.
listening to it today. Harley actually hates the song "Dear Future Husband," which isn't that insane? Harley
Ugh,
hates it,
No,
and I think that we should call Harley in later so we can talk about it.
address this.
Because the reason he hates it is very much hating women's stance. Yeah,
It's a clutch
dare
of
I
pearls.
say? Dare I say?
I think we could hear him out. Just saying.
Oh,
I don't.
You think so?
I don't know if we can. Who's on your "Hear Me Out" cake, Carly?
That's a great question.
I have
Obviously,
mine.
what genre is this cake?
All
What
of 'em.
genre of
Crime
Are we-
shows.
Crime shows?
I got mine on the brain all the time.
valid?
SVU, am I right?
But who on them?
Okay.
Detective Stabler.
I don't know who that is.
He's lovely. He is violent, but in a hot way.
Oh yeah, love
You know
those
what I
people.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
I'll take it. Olivia Benson also would have been a proper answer for that.
Yeah.
And so would have been the tall lawyer guy that I can't think of his name.
Carisi.
No, he's the blonde one.
Mm.
I'm talking about Olivia Benson's husband in real life.
Oh.
And then there was the other guy that we all really love. I can't remember his name either. Who's on your hearing okay for crime shows?
Well,
The
Hear Me
Rookie.
Out kind of has to be like a controversial.
Yeah, none of mine are controversial. Well, no, I have one.
Who?
So
I
it
have to think
depends.
for a second.
It depends on who you're talking to,
Mhm.
because obviously everyone's in love with Aaron Harchiger. Everyone's
Mhm.
in love with Aaron
Yeah.
Harchiger. So it's not really hear me out, but David Rossi.
Okay.
And I realized watching this show is when I realized I had daddy issues.
Yeah.
Because, like, in the beginning, I was not in love with Spencer and Derek. I was in love with David Rossi.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and he's, like, definitely old. So I think,
Yeah, he's definitely old.
yeah. Could have been worse. I could have said Gideon. And honestly,
That's
Giddy up, Gideon.
depending on the episode.
that's a Hear Me Out because I will judge you for that one.
I guess depending on the episode.
Rossi's like a womanizer. Like I can see
Yeah.
that kind of.
He also knows how to cook.
Womanizer, you're a
And I
womanizer.
think that's a lovely thing.
You
What did you just say?
Oh, I
Britney
said that
Spears.
he knows how to cook.
Yes, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a yeah.
Have you
Mine
seen
don't
that
really hear
shirtless
me out.
guy, that shirtless Italian guy that cooks on the internet? He's hot, right?
Who?
Who?
Yeah, the shirtless Italian guy.
I
I
had a
would love to
bad
know about this.
experience with an Italian once, but I can't air that out.
Oh,
I can't air that
Okay.
out.
Man.
enough.
does that count?
As him being Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He
half
wasn't
Italian.
shirtless.
He wanted to be
Yeah.
though, and it was gross all the
Ew.
time.
He was a very hairy individual, from what I've heard.
Oh. Okay.
I've never met Carly
From
before
what
this.
I've-
So that's crazy.
Carly, how do you know this?
How do you know that,
I-
Carly?
Are you a
From-
stalker fan of the show?
No.
Are you also one of his girlfriends?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you want to bond over that later?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he was Italian. Dylan is also Italian, which is very funny. Because Dylan
Nice.
is the whitest man I know.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Yeah.
His grandfather's like fully Italian.
Oh.
So I'm not too
An
sure.
Italian grandfather feels like a great guy to know.
He makes pasta every chance he gets.
Ooh,
and
like
so does
fresh?
his mom. Yeah.
Ooh.
Gabagool.
He made fresh garlic knots for Christmas.
Pasta vajou.
And I could have married him instead of Dylan in that moment. And then
Yeah.
Dylan's mom went and got me extra without me asking, and she's actually
Yeah.
truly the love of my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, he is.
Food is definitely a love language.
It really is. I love food so much.
Mhm.
Anywho, what's your controversial? Hear me out.
I don't have a controversial one. I've been trying to think of
Yeah.
one.
A lot of mine aren't
I
controversial.
mean, there have been several instances where I'm watching Criminal Minds and I'm attracted to the unsub.
Oh, that happens to me
which-
all the time.
It could be controversial,
I
but
think
like
we're
also,
mentally unwell. Is why.
yeah. But I can't think
not
of anybody,
crazy,
like, by
I'm
name
just
right
a
now.
little unwell.
Harley. I'm sure Carly doesn't know Harley, but he
Oh,
played.
we've never met in person, but
Yeah, they've
Mm.
never been in the same room at the same time. But he
Oh.
played somewhere recently and forgot the words to 3 a.m. by Matchbox 20. So
What?
isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like midway through the song.
How
I
does
was
that
like,
happen?
I don't know. Oh, he was yapping. That's why he was yapping in the middle of the song
yes.
and forgot the
Okay.
line.
Okay, well,
And then just
yeah.
stopped the song. It was really good though. It really wasn't noticeable. It was really good. I noticed it because it's one of my favorite songs.
fan.
No, I love an unsub.
so what do you guys think of like range stoves
Huh?
and like microwaves? They're pretty cool, right?
Microwaves, as in the tiny little particle waves that aren't able to be seen by the visible eye or on the light spectrum.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm super into
Physics.
physics.
That's physics.
I don't know
Physical.
physics.
Physical.
Carly,
I
how do
know
you
that
feel?
physics.
How do you feel about women in STEM?
Ooh.
STEM, no STEM, wherever they want to be, man. If they want to STEM,
Okay.
if they want to sit, however,
If they want to STEM?
yeah. You know, I'm an ally, a fellow woman ally. I'm a feminist.
Harley said that he was the feminist and then said F you guys to Lindsay and I today. And I said, that's a very not feminist thing
Wow.
to say.
I hater.
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
The audacity.
The audacity.
The audacity.
Should we, since we've been yapping for 20 minutes, do you think we could go for 30?
Okay, 20 minutes. I think yap for hours.
I could
actually.
also
It depends
yap-
on what you get me on.
I could also yap for hours. But I
I'm
just
really
meant-
interested in talking about cleaning products, but I guess I'll talk to that with
What's
my
your
other
favorite cleaning
female friend.
product?
409, what's yours?
Magic eraser.
Ooh, I was gonna
Magic
say,
eraser?
Oh, I also love a scrub daddy.
I love a scrub daddy or a scrub.
I
mommy.
just started
Or Scrub
using
Mommy,
scrub
Women's
daddies.
Month.
Gotta love it.
I
We
just
love
started
women.
using scrub daddies. I had never used one before.
Oh, do you
Wait,
like
are
them?
you like? Is
It's-
this not for the bit or is this like serious?
This is serious.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
And also I do like talking about cleaning products.
Yeah, that
That's
also
also
wasn't a bit.
serious.
That is so interesting. Actually,
Legitimately?
I thought that was a dig.
It
No, I know
was.
it
Along with the
was,
bit.
It is.
but
It is,
Okay.
It
but
is.
I clean a lot.
he'll just peruse the cleaning product section, and I get it. I love doing that.
I mean, sometimes they smell nice.
But so
Yeah.
here's my thing with the scrub daddy. It's just a sponge. Like there's nothing.
But it's a smiley
No.
face.
it is a
yeah.
smiley face, and it's a little more rough.
But I got the one with the coating around it, the like
Oh, the
material
square
around it.
one?
Yeah.
Mom burnt
So
that
it
on her
has
stove. Sorry.
That's fun.
She didn't mean to. She didn't realize it.
So it has like the scrubbing pad on one side and then the sponge on the other.
Oh, yes.
yeah. And it's pink.
But my thing is like any sponge or magic eraser or rag is nothing without the product. So like I still need to spray my Lysol, my 409.
Actually, you are a fake woman, and I'm gonna clock it right now because a magic eraser works with no product. You just have to
Exactly.
wet
So
it.
Water.
it does, but you still need to add the water to activate what's
But
in
water-
it.
water's
Not a
not a cleaning
product.
product.
Yeah, I know, but there's cleaning product inside of the sponge. But also whatever's in those magic erasers kind of sucks. Like it's
What?
great. It's great for
What?
getting like marker and like
Yeah.
graffiti and shit off of.
What are you cleaning with graffiti on it? Why was that the first thing that came to your
Marker
mind?
and graffiti.
What?
But like,
Not a
but when it
scuffboard?
when it comes to like cleaning like a mess, it's a
I'm
one and
gonna-
done. You use it like for a little bit, and now you're just like rubbing whatever mess you're trying to
First of
clean
all,
around.
Are you not using a paper towel first?
Yeah, that's
Can
what I was
that
about to
be
say.
my
Magic
favorite?
erasers are like
Yeah.
supposed to be for marker
It's
and
supposed
graffiti.
to be
Yeah.
for
and not
those
really for
things.
a mess.
Right,
You need some bounty, my guy. Or my girl. Sorry.
the quicker picker upper.
Fun fact, whenever I was in middle school, I did a science fair project based on the best paper towels
Oh,
for the
That
household
would be a
product.
good one.
Yeah, it was really great. It was the purple one. I can't remember which one it is.
Fun fact: I once fucked a guy that looked like the bounty guy,
This is a wrong.
bald
the
and
more.
everything.
That's crazy. What?
Okay.
Is that your hear me out? Is that your type?
Here we are.
Okay.
Christopher Maloney, Detective Stabler.
How... I love Detective Stabler. How do you feel about women's tax? Or pink tax, I think.
What is that?
Do you not know?
No, I really do not.
Oh, so it's where we have to pay more for our products than men do. So like razors are more expensive because
Oh,
or like that
I have
tampons are
seen that.
super expensive. Yeah,
yeah, hate that.
hate that. And we make less than men,
True.
which I think is crazy. I make
Let's
nothing
speak
on this
on
show.
that.
I would say that I have about 70% concern about that.
70%.
70%, which
I
is
have
not how
about
much
70% concern with the tax and what we're being paid.
for every dollar a
Yeah.
man makes. We
And
make
I'm
70 cents.
doing my best to
We might
break
wanna
that
fact check that.
mold and get
I
past
don't know
that
if that's-
ceiling.
I
So
would trust you though. It sounds right.
It used to be right because that's like the ongoing joke. Hang on, guys. Someone else has a
I'm pretty
conversation. I
sure that
can't do
it's
two things at
73
once.
cents to the dollar.
73.
I,
You said
I
70?
believe
Yeah.
I believe it's 73 to the dollar.
Let's fact check you, Carly.
I
What did
could be
Google
very
say?
wrong.
Oh, we are both wrong.
Oh.
It went up, guys. Thank God.
Mm,
83 cents for every dollar.
83. You were close.
Which is actually insane.
Still,
Here's something
yeah.
that we can talk about that's controversial. So I have been on TikTok too much because McKenna had me
Oh,
download
yeah.
it, and
Oh,
now I'm
yeah.
like I'm addicted.
Mm.
I get
It's
it.
good.
I get it.
Yeah, it's good.
Speak it, sister.
But the office siren. Have you seen this office siren? I guess where women are. So like the idea of like a mermaid siren that like
Uh-huh, yeah.
So it's like that, but it's in the office. So it's like women who think that they're super duper hot. Not saying that
Mm.
they're not, but then they wear these real slutty outfits to
Oh,
work.
yeah.
And like before it was a joke, and then someone actually got fired. And lost. She literally went out of college and then got a job that earned her like an insane amount of money a year, and like she had all this crazy stuff coming out of college, and she wore a tube top and a mini skirt on the first day, and they
Wow.
said, "You are fired."
Wow.
There wasn't even a discussion to be had. Anywho, so then she like went off and being like, "Oh my god, men," and I'm like, "No, girl, maybe we shouldn't have worn a tube top and mini skirt."
I have
Yeah.
questions on this story. We're gonna have to fact check some stuff here.
I would have to go on TikTok, but I think I have enough of the lore to fact check.
What was the job?
I feel like that
That's
we
a
can talk-
That I can't
big
remember.
part of it.
It was like a law firm situation. It was like,
Well, then, yeah,
it was
yeah,
like something where you wear a suit and a jacket.
yes,
Yeah.
unacceptable
And
behavior.
She fully lost everything.
Here's something.
Yeah.
Dress codes. Like we can talk
Yes.
about dress codes as
Yes.
a whole. Sometimes there is a uniform you have to wear.
Yes,
But like the school dress codes, I will say, are so absurd.
they are fully against women, and it
Because
actually makes me
shoulders-
really mad.
are scandalous.
Very
So-
scandalous.
What you wear in your personal time,
Yes.
I have no issue with.
No.
Yes. Okay.
What you
Yeah.
wear when you are being treated as a professional in
Yes.
any
In any
profession,
sense.
That's
Yes.
in any profession matters. I don't care if
true.
you're flipping burgers at McDonald's.
Yes.
You present yourself professionally.
There's
Yes.
nothing that irks me more than when I go through McDonald's and they are wearing sweatpants. Because where
Right.
are their pants?
Right.
Yeah.
So no, it's and
I wear
agree.
sweatpants for my job.
But your job
But my job,
requires that. Like
That's like part of the uniform.
you're tumbling
Yeah.
with children. Like
Yeah.
that makes sense to wear that.
Mhm.
But and especially
But you're
I
wearing the uniform
Yes.
required
Yeah.
to do your work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
so
It's
that was the
different.
thing. And a lot of people now are being like, well, men are just scared to look at us. And I'm like, no, you should actually just dress the way you're supposed to
You
dress.
should also
Yes.
just
Like,
care
it's
about
common
yourself
sense.
more.
Exactly. You should want to
Yes.
present yourself like that. I don't want to present myself in a professional setting wearing something scandalous. I don't really want to in public wear something scandalous. That's just my
Present
It's-
yourself for yourself and for your own gaze and not for someone
Exactly.
else's gaze.
Mhm.
Exactly. And
Speak
also
it, sister.
why and her whole thing was to
Girl tap.
Girl tap.
her whole thing was kind of to get the attention of men, and I think that's also what bothers me. You know what I mean? Like the
Mm.
reason she wore it for that reason, to be like the hot girl in the office, to make the wives jealous. And I'm like, no, you just look insane.
I feel like that also takes away from your standing
Exactly.
at a job.
And also you're there to make money. Like
Yeah.
you're not there for the men, and that
Yeah.
doesn't. Anywho, so that was a big thing, and now a lot of people are coming at her, being like, "No, girl, you are wrong."
That's very interesting.
But dress codes for school, I agree, ridiculous. I got dress coded for
Ridiculous.
holes being in my pants,
It's
which is insane. I have also gotten dress coded for my bra strap being shown.
I got dress
Which is
coded
insane.
because my skirt wasn't fingertip length.
that's the
Um,
worst.
I too have been dress coded for that, and my
Mhm.
shorts.
When they make you stand
Yeah.
there and check it.
One
But
time,
as someone who has long arms,
exactly. So that's what I was gonna say. And when we were in grade school, we had to check it. Now,
Yeah.
first of all, those are children, and I already have an issue with that
Oh,
because,
yes, of
why do you
of
care?
course.
Especially when you look at kids' shorts,
Mhm.
even for boys, they're low-key kind of short. That's just
Yeah,
how
and
kids'
most of the
clothes
time
are.
people say they part of the dress code is because it causes a distraction.
You're
Causes a
a
child.
distraction to who? Especially if you're in elementary school.
You're a child, yeah.
Right.
So there's that.
Yeah.
But I was in middle school one time, and we were going on a field trip, and it was
Mhm.
supposed to be 100 degrees. It was insane.
Mhm.
And we were going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and
That's
it was
so
super
Rock
fun.
and
fun.
roll.
Rock and roll. It was super
That's
fun.
really cool.
But our principal came in and made everyone in the class, only the women, only the girls, made all
Wow.
the girls come in from the class, stand up, and put their hands down to their legs or whatever to see if their shorts were fingertip length. And if
Fucking
they
Hitler.
weren't, it was
Yeah.
awful. If they weren't, they had to go and call their parents, and they weren't allowed to go on the trip.
It's horrible.
And it was only
And
the
it's
female student.
embarrassing.
Yeah, I was like, that's actually insane. She was terrible. Story for another time, because I can't air it out on her here, but her and I got problems. Yeah.
Beef.
For good reason.
No, we really do. Sorry. Harley would remember, not Carly.
Right.
But I had an
Harley
issue.
once told me a story that you
Yeah.
guys already talked about this.
Yeah, I had an issue with a boy, and I got called into the office that it was my fault.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that boy had autism, and I should be more understanding.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah. Anywho,
My dogs are just out. That's crazy. I don't think
that's actually.
I don't
we
think anyone
actually
has
let's talk
ever
about this.
seen.
Look at my socks. Can I put it in the camera? Are you ready?
Why wouldn't you not?
They say the anthem. They're from my favorite
Concert
concert venue in Washington, D.C. I frequent that place all the time.
I love
And
that.
they come all the way up to my knees.
Love that.
Yeah.
No showing ankles
Anyhow.
here. Your dogs are out, and they look like
On display.
manly dogs.
Oh,
It's
they
a
do.
new day. That's what I'm told. Sorry, the anthem.
We don't.
Good
know
Charlotte.
Yes.
songs. Yeah. No. Let's get to the bottom of this, because your feet look pretty
The
nasty.
bottom. Haha. Pun intended.
That's funny. I just don't know. I think we should spitball some questions for Carly.
Mm.
Women questions. Woman questions?
As a woman, I can
When did you
pass
hit-
whatever quiz.
When did you hit puberty?
27.
Wow.
We have a late bloomer. What is your favorite rom-com?
51st Dates.
That's a good one.
Oh,
Keep
honestly,
it coming.
I
That's a
think
good one.
I think this is going to go
coming.
not the way it's supposed to go, and people might say something else. What's your favorite rom-com?
What's my favorite rom-com?
Yeah.
Just Go With It.
Okay, mine's How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
That one's really good.
Ooh.
Because
Have
I
you
have
ever
Matthew
seen Just
McConaughey.
Go With It? Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler.
Of course.
Yes.
I love that movie so much.
You should
When
just
Harry Met
watch
Sally is another great one.
Rom-coms. 10 Things I Hate About You.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With
Ledger.
Heath Ledger, yeah.
And the girl.
What's that one with Ryan Reynolds?
The Proposal.
The Proposal.
That's what I was about to say. That's why I just sat up and said, ooh. Because I
Uh,
saw Sandra Bullock in my head. And I was
yeah.
like, there's one with her that I love. It's The Proposal.
What about that other one where it's like she's a ghost? It's like the ghost of my ex-girlfriend's ghost or something like that. I think it's either Harry Connick Jr. or could be Rob Lowe. I'm not sure.
Bueller's Day Off.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I couldn't remember his first name.
That's not a
I
rom-com.
kept wanting to say
I
Franklin.
really won't.
That's just an
Franklin.
80s comedy.
Well, I
Yeah.
meant because you said something about a ghost.
I fucking love movies.
I've
could
never-
sit
Me too.
and
I've never
talk about
seen them.
movies all day.
We could talk, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite nail color?
Oh.
You know, Barbie pink,
What's your second favorite nail color?
turquoise,
What colors combined make turquoise?
blue and green. I'm fucking nailing this shit, bro.
What's something you're such
I'm
a
a better
girl-
woman than
You're
you.
such a girl's girl that I don't even.
What's
I
your
am a
go-to
feminist.
coffee order?
Vanilla sweet green cold brew. What do you mean? With a shot of espresso.
That's
Okay.
not even a lie. That's like actually what
Okay.
he goes to get.
Nice.
If I was gonna go to Dunkin', I would get the Sabrina Carpenter brown sugar shaken espresso.
Yeah,
Know the name and everything.
that's because he ordered it once.
I'm a
She ordered
coffee
it once.
snob,
It's
McKenna.
good. Okay.
Carley is just a snob.
I'm
You're
currently
Carley.
drinking coffee.
Yeah, that's what's
Okay.
in my cup. Okay. What about? I just had one. What is your perfect day?
Ooh.
Go through what your
Ooh,
perfect
you know,
day is.
like wake up, do girl stuff, and then and then you do your makeup, obviously.
What's your favorite makeup product?
Ooh,
Sephora,
topic.
Okay, product,
Product.
not store.
Elf,
That's
No.
a brand. We're
Yep.
getting
shadow, eyeshadow.
of what? Eyeshadow.
What?
Okay.
How?
Shadow of the
What color?
eyes. Bronze.
And how
Okay.
do you apply?
Oh.
Typically online on Indeed most of the time. How do you
I
apply?
Here we got him. Here we got him.
What you mean apply makeup like on my
Yes.
face?
Yeah,
I apply it on my
eyeshadow.
face. With a brush?
Yeah, but like, what is your technique? Everyone has their own technique. I know this. I've done.
So what
makeup
I
before.
typically do is I take my palette.
Ooh.
Okay, terminology.
I
What kind of palette?
take my palette, right?
How
I
many
open it
colors
up.
are in a palette?
8. I open it up
Well, maybe I don't know.
and it's got a little mirror right here and I look
Mhm.
at it and I go,
Okay.
You get some clown makeup. So after you put on your makeup, your clown makeup, where are you going for the day?
out with
Out-
the girls.
Out to do what? What if you're alone?
Shopping.
Shopping where?
Yeah, you have to give us
Target.
specifics.
Give me somewhere else besides Target.
You know, 21 forever.
Forever. 21 forever.
Okay. How do you end your day?
Well, first I have girl dinner.
What
Okay.
does that consist of for you?
Crackers,
And
cheese, water.
What?
Sometimes I have sleep for dinner.
True. Ain't that the truth?
Hey, when we're making 83 cents on the dollar,
Ain't
you
that the
can't
truth?
always afford
Mhm.
dinners, you know.
Oh my god, what's your favorite day?
Well,
What's
yeah,
my
I didn't
favorite
say
day?
what I did when
Yeah.
I go to sleep.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
What do you do?
don't cut Carley off.
Jesus, man. Acting like a regular old bro over here.
I know, I'm acting like a host of a show. It's
I have my girl dinner
crazy. Yeah.
and then I come home and I kiss my wife and I go to bed.
Wow.
We have a
Okay.
girl's
We have an
girl.
ally in the house.
Girl's girl. Can I feel your hair? Can you come over here so I can feel your hair?
Sure. That's kind of creepy.
So listeners, just listeners of the show, are gonna be in for a treat.
So Carley is wearing a dad
It's a
hoodie
little rough
currently.
on the top.
With some dad flip-flops and a beard, and Carley also has a wiry, dare I say, blonde wig. Wiry.
I'll have you know
Can I have
that
this?
not everyone has good hair, Taylor.
What's your hair routine?
Wash it
Oh.
every 3 weeks.
So I fear that it's coming off at the root.
What?
I
Get out of
fear.
town.
I fear you should just take off your wig. 'Cause this is a girls only show, and I can tell that that is a wig. It's been
It's bald.
It's been hard. Who is this bald woman? It's been Harley this whole time.
It's been me, guys.
Whoa. Who would have thought?
Oh my goodness. An imposter.
An imposter. Harley, real talk though, is a girl's girl.
So it sounds like.
Yeah, well, a little too much.
You passed the test.
I think that went the opposite you thought it was supposed to go.
We were two
That
more
was-
questions from me coming out of the closet.
Or no, literally. Should we get into this little slideshow I got going?
Yeah, I want to see.
Okay. So I put together a slideshow for Women's Month. It's
Beautiful.
only like 4 slides. It's nothing crazy.
But it's so pretty.
So now that I don't have my disguise, I can't make funny women jokes, right? That's like frowned
you shouldn't
upon.
have been doing that with a disguise anyways. Because it is
I
my
put in
Women's Month.
83% effort.
Dare I say I put 110% effort and only
Yeah.
83 cents.
Yeah, exactly.
I watched you do this slide. You definitely put in 83%.
I'm
No,
under
she
the
did
weather.
so good. It kind of, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, reminds me of a pizza restaurant.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. I worked at Pizza Hut.
Nice.
So thanks. Yep. Alrighty. Women's Month.
Women's Month.
All right. So I have the 10 iconic
Number 5.
women. So there was a lot of back and forth on this.
Okay, we can get to it. You
We'll
can
get
finish
to
your
it.
intro.
So I have 10 iconic women artists. All right. So in number 10, she was not on the list. This is
I'd
a-
argue this too, but if she wasn't even on the list,
she
that
wasn't even
hurts
on the
my
list.
heart.
And there are reasons for everyone else being where they are. Lindsay and I put like a decent 25-ish minutes into like discussing where everyone
well, this
should
is
go.
a good. I'm very interested to see who number 1 is. Even though actually reading this, I think I know exactly who it is.
Number 1 is the only thing that all websites agreed on.
Like a
think I know what
man,
it is,
I
just
am
who's not
going
on
to
there.
judge every one of these women harshly
their
based
looks?
on looks.
Oh
my
I
God.
don't know if okay. So you only
personally,
like
I
Dolly
think
Parton.
they're all hot.
We're
Why are you
gonna go-
judging?
We're gonna go
I
all
was
of them.
kidding about what I said. However, to say all 10 of these women
Mm.
are hot, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's what
You
it's-
think Cher is
that's what
hot?
it's like to be a girl's
Wait,
girl.
no, Cher is hot.
Fuck you.
Cher
Just
is
because
hot.
we say someone's hot does not mean we're attracted to them.
Yeah, Cher has
Cher?
a body yaddy.
What? Cher.
Have
Okay,
you seen Cher?
let's
Have
get
you
back
seen
to your
her fashion?
list.
All right,
Number 10.
number 10, we have Kelly Clarkson.
I love Kelly Clarkson
I
so
love
much.
Kelly Clarkson.
She
So
I also
was my
love Kelly
first
Clarkson.
real concert.
she really, I love that.
Well, my first concert was Bridget Mendler, which is
Okay.
also just as iconic,
Oh,
but it was
queen.
at Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
But my first like real concert
Yeah.
was Kelly Clarkson and Maroon 5.
Really?
Okay.
Yes.
Maroon
That's-
5. So this was back in the day.
Yeah, and it was
That's
at the
lovely.
amphitheater.
This would have been like right. It would have been like 3 or 4 years after American Idol.
I was in
Yeah, probably.
I was
Was it
in
2002?
second grade, I think, and it was incredible.
That's
It was
crazy.
incredible.
I also love Kelly Clarkson.
I love
Kelly Clarkson ages like a fine wine.
She
She's
really
Yes.
does.
perfect.
She is perfect. She was just on Kylie Kelsey's podcast.
And it was so
It was-
good.
I didn't listen to the whole
listen
thing.
to it, but
Yeah,
the
I liked the
clips.
clips.
Yeah,
But so good. And she is gorgeous. She went on no makeup.
I love
It
her.
was just her face. She's beautiful.
She has had massive weight fluctuations.
Yeah.
Looks
Which is
fantastic in all of
normal.
it.
That I agree. She handles all of
Yeah.
it. Holds
Mhm.
all of it well,
Yeah.
I guess you would say.
And
Yeah.
one of the most incredible vocalists of all time.
So that was my
Hands
biggest
down.
thing. When I was Googling it, I was like, it's crazy that Kelly Clarkson is not on this list because vocally, dare I say, she should be 2 or 3.
Oh,
For sure.
A million
I
percent. top
would've-
three.
Put her above everyone else on this list.
I would have
And, like,
switched her with Cher.
Honestly,
Like Cher is iconic,
So
but like
I was gonna do that, but then Lindsay brought up a good point of like through the decades,
that's fair.
like Cher is more
She-
iconic.
Over the 70 years. She's had a hit
Yeah,
song in the
that's
past
true.
70
DJ playing a
years.
Christmas song is literally the greatest Christmas song I've ever heard.
Well, see, yeah,
Guys.
like that's my thing is like she's well. It was so hard to put these in order. Like
Yeah.
honestly, it was.
Yeah.
So that's why she was at number 10 because we just found reasons to put people before her.
Realistically,
Um,
there's only one on this list that I don't feel has any right being on here.
Really,
It's coming up next.
Adele? You don't think so?
What?
I don't. I have
your reasoning?
almost no respect for Adele.
Wow.
Gee,
Okay, so
what?
you have to elaborate.
Mhm.
So Adele, despite having an incredible voice, I feel like has pigeonholed herself into the same song for the past 20 years.
Okay,
Mhm.
I can hear
Mhm.
that. I can see that.
I
Mhm.
don't think that she's a very good writer. I think that
No.
she has written one really great song and just rode that wave.
Hello from the other
Does she write all of her
side.
own songs?
She does.
Okay.
Then
Well,
I
she
don't
does,
think I
but
agree with
she's had collaborators on a handful of
Which, yeah,
songs.
which is fair.
But for the most part, she is like the senior writer.
Mhm.
But as far as like her personality and how she represents herself in the public eye,
Yeah.
I don't feel that she has been a very good ally to women as a whole.
Yeah. She
I can hear
kind of she puts herself above.
She does. She comes
Yeah.
off as like,
Yeah.
I'm better than the rest.
Mhm.
And when she was going through some weight issues, she was like really pushing that Meghan Trainor line of like all women are beautiful. And then as soon as she got in shape, she just completely abandoned that
Yeah.
mindset
Mhm.
and started digging on women saying that they need to exercise more.
Yeah.
So that doesn't sit
Okay,
right with me.
The switch up. You're so right.
Yeah.
One, she was on the Google list. That's
Sure.
why like she was there.
Google
Yeah,
said
yeah.
so.
Google said so. Google and I can't remember the other website, but like it was like a whole thing.
I
that,
guarantee
like,
that this list, just based on Google's algorithm, is
Mhm.
probably based on like record sales.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's.
You
I
don't
wouldn't even
think
argue
so?
that. Maybe no, because then I feel like someone else made number one.
Oh,
Or
that
it-
is-
My
so
personal
it
opinion.
wasn't in a specific order.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a group of people. I just put them in my order where
yeah,
I
see, that's what I was
felt-
gonna say. I feel like if all of us were to make this list, it would be in a
It would
different
be-
order.
Yeah, for sure.
So
No, I could agree with that. My whole thing is like she only performs in like
The UK.
no, I was gonna say like theaters.
So
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. I think it was very cool. She did a Vegas residency,
Mhm.
and I
Adele?
feel like that's like what she should be doing.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of music she has. Do like an extended run at one theater
Oh,
instead
yeah.
Exactly.
of like
Yeah.
touring.
No,
I-
absolutely.
I would go see her simply because I do think she has a incredible
Oh, yeah, I
voice. Like
really
there's
do.
no
Incredible
arguing.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is like hearing the same song 30 times.
It's all the but you could argue that
But also,
with
when you have
a
a
lot of people.
skill,
this is true.
you would utilize it.
I mean,
Well,
okay.
just to
No,
just
you're
to
good.
bounce back to what you just said about you
Yeah.
can say that about a lot of artists.
Mhm.
You can melodically, lyrically, they typically all are different. Hers
That's
is the
true.
opposite.
Yeah,
Not only does she melodically sound the same,
it's all the same.
it's all the
gist. It's all the
same
idea.
story.
Heartbreak.
Yeah.
No, you're so right.
You
You're
know what
so
I mean?
right,
Like
yeah.
AJR, no, not even AJR.
Yeah.
Well, because that's a whole different topic.
Yeah.
AC/DC is like the best known example of a band sounding exactly the same on every record.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
And-
everything being different.
But every song is a different thing
no, you're so right.
conceptually.
I thought it was iconic that she also only does like a handful of shows and then goes back into hiding
Yeah, exactly.
and like comes back out.
I think that's I
Kind
I
of
like
silly of
it,
her.
but I also
Yeah.
think it's a business move, right? She knows
I'm
that she
sure, because then
can't
she'll get more-
tour.
more
Yeah.
sales. Yeah. Sales.
Yeah. She'll always
Yeah.
sell out if she's limited.
Oh, that was bars. That was good.
Should Harley write music? It's almost
was a
like
good
he
line.
is a musician.
That's crazy, guys.
Number 8.
I love Lady Gaga. Have you guys listened to her new album?
I have not.
I have not. Is it good?
We
It's so
discussed it.
good.
Yeah.
I like Lady
I
Gaga.
really,
I've
really
got
like it.
no I've got no
I
issues.
nothing against her.
I will say I was not a fan, and this isn't her fault. I wasn't a fan of that
Shallow.
movie.
I was about to bring that up. Are you talking about A Star Is
Really?
Born?
Yeah,
Really?
Why?
it's nothing on her. She's a fantastic actress.
Yeah.
I think that she should do more acting
Mhm.
personally. I think that movie wasn't well written on the original and didn't need a redo. And they tried to modernize the story, which was nice,
Mhm.
but it's just not a well written script.
So
Okay.
I've never seen the original,
Me
which
either.
I think I would have a different opinion if
Yeah.
I'd seen the original. But I think as a standalone, I really
I was
liked it.
a fan.
Now, there
Now-
are scenes in that movie that
Yeah.
I think are incredible,
Yeah.
but collectively, I just felt like it was poorly.
Which is
written.
that's
Yeah.
a fair opinion to have.
Yeah,
I
it's
wouldn't go
not her
out
fault.
seeking the movie, but if it came on the TV, I wouldn't.
You're
have.
talking about A Star Is Born?
Yeah.
The
Uh,
last 15
new one?
minutes,
Yeah.
I would
I've never
watch.
seen the old one.
That was crazy.
I would watch the last 15. Outside of
Sobbed.
that,
Sobbed.
it's just not really.
I see. When that came out, I was going through my phase of I don't cry at movies, so I just got.
Oh, but
I
see,
just-
that's one
I-
scene in a
Yeah.
movie that I could not hold it together when
Yeah.
it goes from her singing the big song at the
Yeah.
end, but then it immediately
Yeah.
cuts to him sitting at a piano writing it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
Like that was the part that was like, oh,
Yeah.
so you just like stabbed and twisted.
yeah,
I
Mhm.
do like how she shoehorned in her like sad startup story into
Yeah.
the middle of that movie
Mhm.
about her
Yeah.
nose.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought that
So-
was real clever.
Yeah.
That's something that I was gonna say. Like her look, I think is iconic. Except
Oh,
for this
of
picture I
course.
chose, we're not even gonna talk about the meat dress because I have been
No, I love the meat dress. And actually,
really because isn't it real meat?
yes. So
Okay.
So Morgan, my sister, is in show choir.
Yeah.
And we were at one of the competitions, and one of the school's themes was Lady Gaga. And their
Interesting.
opening costumes, there were 3 different ones, were
Yeah.
3 of her iconic outfits, and one of them was the meat dress. They turned
yeah.
it into a dress costume,
I
That's
just
funny.
hate
and
that
it
it's
was
actual
so cool.
Because to me, I'm like that's actually like such a waste.
I mean,
of
it's
meat.
okay.
Like
When you
to
look
me,
at it
that's
like that,
crazy. Where I'm like, that's crazy. Like
Yeah.
how many? That's a whole cow
Do
that she's
you-
wearing.
Did you guys see her in American Horror Story? She was really good in that.
No,
did
So was
not.
Stevie
I would love to
Nicks.
watch that,
Stevie
though.
Nicks was
Stevie
really
I
good in
love
that.
And
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks was there.
Yeah, on like 3 episodes. She played a
Whoa.
witch. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
pretty good. It was pretty
that's-
solid.
Which
That's a-
that makes sense.
Iconic, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's cool.
Number 7, we have Tina Turner.
I love Tina Turner.
I too love Tina Turner.
I have a newfound respect for her after I saw the musical that was about her
Yes, with
and
her
the
baby
touring
Craig.
cast. Yeah.
Yep.
And it was incredible. And I cried through the whole thing.
Tina Turner
love
did
seeing-
crack.
Tina
Yeah.
Turner did crack. I feel like probably a lot of people on here did crack.
Maybe.
Like I could see.
That's
all-
just
all
one of the
except for number
big
5.
things that Tina Turner was known
Dare
for.
I say number 5 would be more towards cocaine?
Did you know?
You know what I mean? I don't think like actually,
Yeah.
but like if we were to pick a drug, you know what I mean? You'd be like,
Yeah,
that
it
Oh,
makes
makes
no,
sense.
Molly. For
You think
sure. MDMA.
There's no way. You
Okay.
think she's on acid
No.
after performing? That'd be
No,
crazy.
but I think that she probably
I think she was drunk
mellows
at my show,
out.
the first show I went to.
that's
There's
iconic.
videos that say so, and I can show you after this.
That's really
Um,
funny.
On the Tina Turner thing and on the crack side,
Yeah.
do you know that famous video where she came out? She did a PSA about how crack is terrible,
Crack is whack.
and that whole clip is her
On
like
crack.
on crack, and she just
That's-
can't like get her words together, and she just keeps going, "Crack is whack, guys. Crack is whack."
It gives the same
Wow.
vibe as when Brian Griffin is singing about marijuana and trying to legalize it, and then singing about how it's bad, but also still smoking.
That's
marijuana.
why weed
It's
is bad.
Anywho.
Nice.
Number 6, Rihanna.
Surprised
I don't know much
that
about Rihanna,
Rihanna
actually.
is so far.
Rihanna, this was another one. Rihanna was going to be before Taylor Swift. Yeah. Only
I have
because
thoughts about it.
Rihanna has her music. That's incredible.
Mhm.
She has her clothing brand and she has her
Oh,
makeup brand. So like when
yeah.
you're looking at it as a whole, and I love Taylor Swift,
Mhm.
but like she also doesn't have those things.
But this
is maybe more popular than Rihanna and makes more money than her having only music.
Having
as an
only
income.
music.
That
so
is true.
That
That
was
is
the
true.
thing.
She's the only
So-
one that doesn't have like a secondary brand like
So
everybody else does.
That is why she was kind of placed at number 5.
what does
Did because of
determine
that.
the order on this list? Because I have
Truly,
questions
A lot of the input was from Lindsay, except for number 2. I felt the number 2 felt to be in the number 2 spot.
Sure.
But the rest of them was really like piggybacking off of Lindsay and talking to her
Mhm.
because I wasn't sure. I also looking kind of like with number 4 spanning, like we said, across the
Mhm.
decades. Like when you're looking at some of these, you're like, no, even now they're still iconic, and that's
Yeah.
why they're holding the place that they're holding.
Being
If that makes sense.
being 27% of an ally here.
Out of 100%.
Mhm.
I don't know if that
Ally
math
to
is
what?
right. I don't. What are you mathing?
Oh, 17. I'm sorry. Being 17% of an ally here.
I still don't understand where the math is coming from.
17, 100 minus 17 is 83.
Mm.
Okay.
Right. There we go.
That
You
felt
know, when
crazy.
you have to when you have to explain the
There
joke,
we
it kind of
go.
loses its traction. But what I'm trying to say is I look at this list as like, what have these women done for women?
So
And I think that like what has Rihanna or Taylor Swift done for women as a species?
Be careful what you're saying.
No, I'm asking. I don't know.
Oh,
first
okay.
of all, I think that Rihanna loves women. And
Sure,
so
no,
does
no.
Taylor Swift. Like it's one of
like-
those things
Yeah.
that
But
like.
like what have they what have they moved? What have they pushed the
Oh,
needle
so
on?
do you want my whole Taylor Swift story actually?
Yeah.
Okay. How about let's talk about her re-recorded albums?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not for women specifically, but it's against men.
It is.
Do you know the whole story about the
Yeah.
re-recordings? Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
start with that.
What are we ending
Okay.
with, though?
What do you mean? What are we ending with?
What's another one?
Everything that she does.
No,
don't
I
know.
agree with that. She writes great songs to get you through all emotions and all seasons of life.
Exactly.
And for Rihanna, I don't know. I didn't look into that.
I
Again,
do
this is
feel
something
like
that wasn't like super
I
recent.
do feel like that one example for the T Swift thing though is very T Swift centric. Like that was a her issue with her thing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I
but like
understand what you're
like
saying.
for example, Lady Gaga is a huge advocate for a specific group of
Yeah.
women, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Kelly Clarkson has been a huge advocate
Huge,
for
yeah.
a specific
Just for
group
women.
of women.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to think of like I can't think of anything for Rihanna either. I don't know what Rihanna
I'm sure there
I
has.
don't
is.
know much about Rihanna.
Me either.
I know that she
yeah.
was in the movie Home. and I really
Cher
like that movie.
definitely has been a huge advocate
Yeah.
for women's rights.
The only one that I have is for number 2.
Celine Dion, I also am not positive on.
I have
like,
no idea. Like I said, this is just.
I just didn't know if that's how you were ranking.
Oh,
You know what
no,
I mean?
no, no.
Like,
So, like I said, it was just a lot of chat with Lindsay because McKenna and I are the younger generation.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people that I would have put at the top of the list.
Yeah,
but then
that's
looking
true.
at the bigger picture,
I
I'm
do
like,
think that
oh, maybe
Taylor
not.
Swift does a far bigger amount of stuff for her fans
That I agree
than
with. Absolutely.
Rihanna, which in turn, most of her
Yeah.
fans are women.
Yeah.
So
That I agree with.
ipso facto,
But that is big. She was put at number 5 kind of for like she does music very well. That is the only thing that she does do, but like she does it incredibly well.
so
And the Eras tour is iconic.
I
The
will.
biggest tour ever of the century.
I was gonna say that's like something that in 20
That's
years,
what, like, you could talk about that, what she does for everybody. I don't know women specifically,
Right.
but like that
Yeah.
whole tour,
Just a
boosted the economy
humanitarian, yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Like every city they went to, she would donate like thousands,
Yeah.
maybe millions to like all the local food banks.
Mhm.
And like most of her money made from just music. Let's add that again.
I know
is
Rihanna's
donated.
big thing is like helping. There's a specific like group of countries
Yeah.
that she helps a lot,
Yeah.
and
I
it's
also think
from
that
like
one of it is
her.
her home
Yeah, I was
country,
gonna say it's from her ethnicity, but I don't remember.
which is also I have another slide on here talking about like a timeline of like
Mhm.
things that happen for women and that
To side with McKenna here, 5 does seem crazy. I would
Yeah.
move.
So
I would move her
agree.
to 3.
You
Honestly,
would move her to 3. Interesting.
Yes.
I would switch Celine Dion and Taylor Swift.
I'm not mad at that.
Honestly,
I would put
valid.
her. I would put her at. I would put Cher at 3
I think
and Taylor
Celine.
Swift at 4.
I think Celine Dion is more iconic than Taylor Swift, simply
So-
That's
from a
only because Celine
reputation.
Dion, yes, has had that
Right.
to have.
And out of respect, I feel like
So
Taylor
that-
Swift
And in
would
a
be
few
like,
years,
I
in a few
can't.
Taylor's
years,
going to be number one
is
on
gonna
everything.
be so that was my thing is
Yeah.
like back to the like looking at the big picture. Like, yeah, if I were putting it based on us being younger and what's more iconic to us, of course she would be higher.
Celine Dion, Canada's princess.
Well, so that's my thing. I'm like, when you look at the bigger picture of things, like Celine Dion earned number 3.
Shout out Canada.
You know what I mean?
Elbows
Shout out
up.
Canada.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's that, and then 4 Cher. Love Cher. Cher's gorgeous. I can't
Cher
believe
is
that you were
so
questioning that.
awesome.
I'm not.
You don't think Cher
I'm,
is pretty?
No. I have
Interesting.
always
Wow.
thought as a
Crazy.
as a straight white male that
Mhm.
Cher looks like another straight white male.
Oh, what?
I have always found her
Interesting take.
brutish. I have always found her
I think she's
her
so deep
voice is brutish.
and pretty.
That's just my
Okay,
opinion.
that's fair.
She
I
comes
mean,
off extremely masculine to
for
me.
this month, your opinion actually doesn't matter. But I'm glad
Yeah.
that you put it out
Well,
there. I'm glad that you put it out there. Only 17% of it matters.
I was
and
gonna
that's
say
not part of the
17% of it matters.
No, I love Cher.
Mhm.
And I think her outfits are iconic.
I think everything about her.
I
is
do think
iconic.
her outfits are
Her
iconic. I think
outfits are
she is
insane.
an icon. I think I could say so many great things
Yeah.
about Cher as a
Yeah, she's
person.
great.
I just don't find her attractive.
So here's my thing. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Number 3 would have been at number 10 for me.
Celine
know-
Dion?
I know one song by her.
I mean, yeah.
And
no,
I feel like I know more.
I was gonna say, yeah. I think
I'm
you.
gonna be
Look it up.
honest. The only one that's coming to mind right now is the one she wrote for the Deadpool movie. And I don't even know what it's called.
I have her
I didn't.
What's
know
your
she wrote one.
album on vinyl, her
It's called, like,
double
Ashes,
issue.
I think.
I have no idea.
Celine Dion's great.
Celine Dion is
I
great.
only know
My heart will go on, which has
And-
been stuck in my head
Yeah.
for 3 hours. By the way,
I'm gonna say something that no one is going to agree with me with, and that's okay.
Speak it.
I don't like Titanic.
Titanic.
Titanic,
left me
another
so
great
stressed out.
rom com.
What?
What about great rom com?
No.
Yeah, you know,
I,
like when the
I just
when
like
the tragedy happens at the
when the
end.
boat sinks.
You don't think that's hilarious?
like
Harley?
I think there are scenes in it where I'm like, yeah, like that's, but I'm not. Like Lindsay's obsessed with Titanic. She loves Titanic. I
Mhm.
can respect Titanic for
Yeah,
what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's not even in my top 15 favorite movies.
Yeah, me neither.
It's in my
Like-
top 10.
Really?
Interesting.
I've seen it a lot recently.
I haven't seen it in a
Interesting.
long time, so
Me
I feel like
either.
my opinions might change.
I
if
probably
would watch
haven't.
it.
Yeah, I haven't.
I
seen it
have
in
a short
10 years.
attention span though, and that movie's
That's
really
what I'm saying.
long.
It's
so
it has to be on
long.
2 VHS tapes, and that's insane.
Yeah,
That's too much for me.
that's kind of a turnoff for me when it comes to movies.
I think it's
I-
3 hours.
That's
Yeah.
horrible.
But also, like, you
yeah.
can sit through a 3-hour Avengers movie, which is arguably so much worse.
No, I can't.
What? I can. I love the Avengers movies actually.
So much worse.
Anything. Oh, also
Endgame
the-
is important, but Endgame is only important if you've seen all the other
Yeah.
ones.
I
Like if
don't
you
know.
understood it.
I went and
I
watched it
sat
with
through
the
the 3
Italian
hours
guy.
Eras tour, 3.5 hour long Eras tour,
But I feel
so
like-
many times.
Yeah,
So like, if you really
yeah.
understand and you really care, then I think you could. But Titanic is a standalone, so there's no other
Yeah.
levels to
You,
it.
you've
I
heard it here
also-
first. McKenna doesn't care about the tragedy of the Titanic.
No, I care about the tragedy of that Titanic, but if we're talking about it as a movie,
Yeah. No,
I think the
get what you're
movie.
saying.
I think the movie is legendary. I think it's iconic.
Again,
I think it's
I
one of
can
those you,
respect it
you
for
have
what
to
it
watch
is.
it.
yes, you have to see it at least once.
But if
Yeah.
somebody like that and The Godfather, if you
I've never
told
seen The
me,
Godfather.
but if you told me like, yeah, I watched it, I never want to watch it again, I'd be like, I understand that.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, oh no, because I'm like, that's literally how. I feel
no,
about Titanic.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I thought that for the longest time, but
Yeah.
then I ended up watching it like 5 times in
Yeah.
1 year, and I was like, it's
Just because
Yeah.
they're iconic, though, doesn't mean you have to love them.
that is
That's my
true.
thing.
Like,
Again,
just respect
yeah.
it.
You just
for
got to
what it
respect
is.
it
respect
and
it
at
for
least
what it
watch
did.
it. You got to
Yeah.
sit down and
Yeah,
just
of
do
course.
Yeah.
do the thing.
Some would argue that it's the same way with Jaws, and I think that's one of the worst movies that's ever been written.
I've never seen it.
It's
I need to
terrible.
I need to sit down and watch it. I've
It's-
never
I don't
seen
remember anything
It'll
about it. I've seen it, but I don't
irk you to the
remember it.
core. I have had to sit through all 17,000 of them.
it. Also,
I've only ever
Titanic.
seen the first one.
Titanic is a grammatical mess. they had to do what is that called? ADA or ADR over a
Yeah,
bunch of
ADR.
scenes. And yeah, so there's this
Interesting.
famous scene
Yeah.
where they're over the edge of the boat. It's Jack and Rose.
And she's going, I'm flying, Jack.
Yeah, well the line was supposed to be delivered as Jack, I'm flying. And somehow they messed up on the ADR side.
Oh.
So in the movie it goes, I'm flying, and then there's a pause and she goes, Jack. And
Oh.
it bothers me so much. But there's a
See, I
lot of
like to look
messes
for
like
things
that.
Yeah.
in movies.
There's a
I feel like I need
lot
to
in
rewatch
that
it.
Yeah.
one. They did
Interesting.
so many voiceovers in that one.
I'm sure.
I think it's because it was shot on a boat, and I think maybe
Yeah, the sound.
the
and
sound.
stuff.
You know who is not a girl's girl? Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's true.
That's not true. He is if you're
He
under a
does-
certain age.
He loves his young women. He does.
He's a super girl's girl for anybody 21 and under.
That
I was
was
gonna
a
say
good joke,
his,
Carley, I'll
his
give you that.
girlfriend. Actually, I think it's 24. Once they turn 25,
Whatever.
he breaks up with them.
Oh yeah, I'm
Still
so excited
creepy.
to have that birthday cake.
Yeah. No more his type.
No more.
I
I don't like Leonardo DiCaprio, and I've never
No.
thought that he was hot. Actually,
No, me
unpopular
either.
opinion.
I think he's kind of icky looking.
I think he's an incredible actor. I can't even argue
Yeah, I'll
that
give you
point.
that.
I just said he wasn't hot. He could be a fine actor.
Yeah.
He is so good.
I don't. There are some
Yeah.
actors
The Basketball
that I, like, seek out what
Diaries.
they're in, but
Yeah.
like he is
The Great
not.
Gatsby.
No.
Oh, I love. The
I
Great
do
Gatsby.
love the Great Gatsby.
I love the Great Gatsby.
Taylor, can you pull up a list of Leonardo DiCaprio movies real quick?
No, that is a man. This is women's.
Oh,
month.
This
you're
is
you're
women's
so
month,
right.
yeah.
You're so right.
Get back on track.
Like, thank you for stopping me. Number 2, Dolly Parton. Dare I say more?
I love Dolly Parton.
Our Lord and Savior Dolly.
I'm so excited for the musical that's coming out about her that they're
Samesies.
writing.
I am getting exceptionally annoyed with Dolly Parton stuff.
Oh, it's everywhere you turn. It's in your face.
It is becoming it's the new Snoop Dogg.
We're a Dolly America. I love Dolly Parton. She does so much. Your baby literally
But
gets
do
free
do
books
you
from her
but
every
do
month.
you though?
That's true. I love that.
It's
she
a
does.
similar thing to the Snoop Dogg thing.
I-
Everyone started loving Snoop Dogg, but nobody knew Snoop Dogg. Nobody knows.
Harley
Why are
is
you still talking about men?
Well, no,
Yeah.
the Dolly Parton thing. Like, how many Dolly Parton songs are in your rotation? Really?
none of them.
Exactly.
Please, featuring.
You know what I'm saying?
Dare I argue?
The
None of
only
mine.
song anyone really cares about
Is
is Jolene.
I think she has a very
9 to
iconic
5
voice.
is an incredible song,
Oh, I
and-
I was gonna
love
say.
9 to 5.
but
9 to
nobody
5 is right.
remembers it.
What do you mean?
We just
No, it's
did.
not on anybody's
It's on.
thing.
You're not on the TikTok.
Yeah, exactly.
It's on there.
On the TikTok.
Maybe now.
Are we ready for number 1?
Can I guess?
I also
Wait, can
would
everybody
like-
put in their guesses?
Yeah, I
We'll
would
just
like
to
I think
take
it's
a guess.
Beyonce.
Really?
Wait, what did you say?
I would like to also take a guess.
Beyonce
What?
is not on this list for a reason.
Who not?
Oh,
I am a adbit Beyonce hater.
wow.
I think she's a really terrible person.
Okay, I'd love to hear more. What's your guess? Wait, now that I know I'm wrong,
Celine Dion,
Sorry,
Dolly Parton.
I'm like actually such
is
a
it
Beyonce hater.
current or like
No.
from the past?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I think I know
You probably do.
because you asked me earlier a song from this person.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Would
I
you
don't
like
know.
to guess? You don't know. Our number 1
If it
spot.
matters, I would not have guessed her.
That's
It just
fair.
hit
Well, I
me.
think number
Lindsay
one
was very
needs
excited
to be
for it.
Taylor Swift. So whoever it is wrong.
This
but
is the one
we'll
thing
see.
that all the websites agreed on. Aretha Franklin is number 1.
Wow, I can't believe
Iconic.
she wasn't even on my radar. And I
Until-
agree with this.
Yeah, 100. That's the only thing that all of the websites agreed on is that she is number 1.
Wow.
R-E-S-P-C-T.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yes.
Respect.
I spelled it
and, you know,
wrong.
Yeah, no, you did. I wasn't gonna, I was gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. For our third
Wow.
slide, I have important.
Wait, we moved
moments.
past that
Oh,
too
sorry.
fast.
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
we
sorry,
gotta give
sorry,
her-
sorry,
we
sorry,
gotta
sorry,
give her
sorry,
a
sorry,
moment.
I was excited.
Everybody give your favorite Aretha Franklin story.
Story?
My favorite Aretha Franklin story is when they tried to do it at Kickotan my freshman year for one of their songs in the show choir set was
Mhm.
Respect, and they changed the soloist like every single time because nobody could like do it.
That's iconic.
Now I could be wrong about that. I remember it at least got changed for the competitions.
Mhm.
I don't know the reasoning about it.
I would like to think
But
that
every
is that
time
they
I-
could master it.
Think about Respect. I always think about how like nobody could quite get there.
Yeah. I love that song.
Yeah.
I didn't start really listening to her until I moved here.
I grew up watching the Blues Brothers 2000 movie.
Interesting.
Loved her in it.
Nice.
Yeah. Love
You
her.
better think
That's a great
about
picture,
what you're
too. I
trying
like
to
her
do to
dress.
me.
Yeah. That was a current picture that I found.
They should
like it.
change the
Yeah.
American anthem to her song "Think."
I agree.
I
The
agree.
freedom part.
Freedom. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's number one. That was the one thing everyone agreed on. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I get that.
Gladys Knight wasn't on there. Judy Garland wasn't on there.
Sabrina
Judy
Carpenter wasn't on
Garland.
there.
Yes.
Who are some other
Let's make this list current.
super
current-
Olivia
iconic?
Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter, Gracie Abrams, Taylor Swift.
Wait until you get to my most iconic women musicians thing.
Is it right now? Because there's no male pop stars. People, let's talk about this. People are mad on the internet that we
Why?
have no like current mainstream male pop stars.
I think that's totally fine.
I know, and everybody's like, but what's actually the problem?
You do though, because
Who?
country is now pop. Country as a genre is
Okay.
becoming pop.
Mhm.
I do hear that.
But there's no upcoming ones.
Oh, there's tons of upcoming country artists. Everyone since
Oh, yeah.
Beyonce,
Yeah.
everyone
country
is
artists.
moving into
Yeah.
country.
Why?
Country is taking over as the
How do
number
you guys
one
feel about
genre.
Lainey Wilson?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, Lainey Wilson. I do know Lainey
I
Wilson.
don't know.
So she's average blonde country singer who is famous for being pretty. Her vocals are dog shit, and
Thank you.
she's
Okay.
putting on an act,
Oh.
and her only thing for recognition is her ass, and it's stupid.
Ew.
That's all it is. That's
I hate Lainey
every
Wilson
article
so
that
much.
pops up about her is just about Lainey Wilson showing off, blah blah blah. Lainey
Yikes.
Wilson spotted at a gas station showing off, and
And
it's
she's the like most popular now, Taylor. And the reason I have
Yeah.
a personal vendetta against her is because I adore Kelsey Ballerini with my whole entire
Yeah.
being, and they are always nominated in the same categories. And
she
Kelsey
always wins.
never wins because it's every single time it's Lainey
Yeah.
Wilson,
Mhm.
and they always canvass it like you know how they talk about people coming to award shows and they're like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you should watch this. So and so is going to be here. So and so is going to
Yeah.
be here. They always put Kelsey on the list, and they're like, look at how many awards she's nominated for, and I'm like, look at how many awards she's about to lose to Lainey Wilson.
That's messed up.
she is a dog shit vocalist.
Yikes.
It's an
Yes,
act.
I don't even
It's
like
a
her songs. I don't even know
100%
any of her
act.
songs.
I won't even go look at them.
Dare I say, most of country music is fake.
And I remember the
Yeah.
other day, actually, guys, that I've seen Lainey Wilson live, and I forgot about it because she was an opener for a concert I went to.
Yikes.
Mhm.
And I found pictures of it on my phone, and I was like, oh my god, that says Lainey Wilson in the back before she had any fans.
Yikes.
So yeah, actually,
Yeah, she
We're a hater. I
Yeah.
love that.
I don't appreciate when people put on a fake southern accent.
No, it bothers me. Yeah,
It's country music is the easiest genre of music to fake.
I agree.
100%. It requires next to no
No
talent.
Mhm.
Speaking of being a hater of female artists, even though this is Women's Month and I love women.
Oh yeah,
So
I shouldn't
we-
have brought that up.
No, it's okay. We went to that open mic night or
Mhm.
whatever, and the guy was there that I didn't. Whenever I said I didn't like Nirvana, and I said I was gonna go up there and do "Please, Please, Please" by Sabrina Carpenter,
period,
like as a
should've.
joke. And well, there's not a chance, but as a joke, I was like, I'm gonna go do it. And then he
Okay.
said, "You want me to throw on some Chapel Roan?" No, literally.
So let's talk about let's not talk about
we're
Chaperone.
not gonna talk
Pink
about it.
Pony Club.
But I said I don't like Chapel Roan.
So
And he was
Pink
like, "Are
Pony
you even real?"
Club.
And I said, "Yes."
So there's this podcast I really like,
Mhm.
other than this one, called Call Her Daddy.
Oh no.
What? You don't like it?
I have a personal
Harley
vendetta
hates
against them,
women.
but it's all right.
Why?
No. It's so they signed a deal with SiriusXM.
Uh-huh.
SiriusXM is paying them $5 million a year
Wow.
to be on their channel.
Wow.
And the show that started our show, the inspiration, was a show called The Bonfire.
Uh-huh.
They've been on SiriusXM for 10 years
Uh-huh.
and they don't even make $1 million a year. And
Wow.
there's like a whole staff, and Call Her Daddy is 2 girls,
Yeah.
and they're each making five.
One.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. It is 1 now. She's making $5 million a year by
year.
herself.
That's insane.
I mean, period for
It's
her.
like when
Women's Month.
911
Oh!
took over your show.
Oh!
That's literally how he's feeling. But they didn't.
Wait,
take it
Harley,
over,
I
they just-
understand you because I actually have a story that's exactly like that.
I
it's
know
horrible.
nothing about them other than that story.
Yeah.
I didn't know who they were until they got signed to
Okay,
Sirius.
I really like that podcast. Sorry, Harley.
It's okay.
Well, they
I've
didn't
never
take
heard
over
of your
the
other one.
bonfire.
The
It's
bonfire,
funny.
it's pretty incredible.
It's funny.
Okay.
It's
Anyhow.
almost as good as this show.
So Call It Out is really funny.
Not as funny as us, right? Right, McKenna? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You guys number one always.
Always.
Yeah,
Number one in your hearts and number one on Apple Podcasts.
exactly.
If you speak it into reality.
We're on the
Yeah.
roster.
Anywho, all this to say, Chapel Roan was on that podcast.
Really?
I would love for you to go look at the clips that were posted because
Ooh.
I literally was just sitting there like, I really don't understand why people like her.
And I
I
thought you were
don't
gonna do
like-
the opposite way of being like,
No.
I can't believe that I've hated her.
No, and I hate to be that person.
Don't worry about it.
But
I wouldn't hate
sometimes
about
I
it.
don't hate to be that person.
I don't
Because
think,
listening
yeah.
to the way she talks about her job,
Yeah.
and how things like one of the things she said, she was like, I love being single. I think everybody needs to be single. And then Alex Cooper was like, are you single? And she said, no.
Oh, so she's
And
not a
like that's
girl's
very
girl.
surface level, but I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
that's-
so
how does that make her partner feel?
yes, exactly.
That's if I went on spewing on my social media that I think everyone should be single. I feel like Dylan would be like, "Hey, girl, we
Yeah.
good? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?"
It's just a whole bunch of that.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
She better
I-
think.
I also RESPs. That was
Or is
Or is it videos?
yeah, anywho, I
yeah,
don't
no,
like Chapel Roan.
yeah, and he was like, "Are you in real?" And I'm like, this
I am
shouldn't
real,
be a hot
and I
take."
have a valid
America.
opinion.
And you know what? She ruined Sabrina Carpenter's Christmas thing. I'm so mad that they
Wow,
did a duet
that's
together.
interesting.
Get that
'Cause I
porcelain
really
doll
liked
out of
that.
here.
Really, I didn't.
I liked that duet. That would be the kind of thing, like if you played that in my earbuds and I didn't know who it was,
Yeah.
I would love it. Like the only reason
Oh,
I'm kind of
see?
turned off by it is because I don't know who it is. Like, have you seen Glee?
Yeah.
Okay, so like Rachel Berry, you know how
Mhm.
everybody's like, we hate her, but she's so good, so we
She's
can't get
so
rid of
good.
her.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Chapel Roan in that song.
I see. I felt the opposite. I think she cut, and not even. I just don't like her voice. So like,
I don't like her
anytime-
voice in some songs.
It's like hearing that, and I'm like, you're kind of taking away from my girl Sabrina, and I would have rather
Yeah.
just like I would have chose someone else to do it.
Yeah.
It's like my thing. Like I just don't like her voice. Anywho,
Oh yeah, let's get to your slide that you're excited about.
I'm so excited about this. So this is important moments,
Why does it say ABC?
and because I didn't change the dates.
Okay.
Because I got real lazy towards the end,
Nice.
where I can't breathe out of my nose for anyone that cares. So it's really
She put in that 83%.
putting me in.
Harley.
Harley is going to be a single.
Oh, I see one that I'm ready to talk about.
She earned that
So,
dollar.
I see. I thought there'd be a handful of them that you'd be like, I'm ready to go.
Well, I see one right now.
So,
Right away.
first of all, so this starts from 2000s and then ends in 2005 or
Mhm.
2025. So we have Britney Spears wraps up her second tour and Destiny Child opens, and this is before
Period.
Destiny's Child was like I mean, they were big, but like.
So this is
not big.
before she shaved her head.
Yes, this was the 2000s. This was her second show, or her second tour. And then we have Kelly Clarkson wins American Idol. That happened in 2002.
That show won on the first try.
Yeah.
Like, just
And I
cancel
love-
all the other seasons. You got the best one
You literally had the best one.
on the first try.
Yeah, and now she's.
I don't know. Carrie
absolutely
Underwood
iconic.
came
I
after
hate
that,
Carrie
right?
Underwood.
I don't like her
Really?
either.
I really do.
I don't like her
Why?
either. You got to respect the hustle, though.
Do I?
I'm a fan of her voice.
I
Back in
used
the
to be.
day, yeah.
Oh, I don't know anything new.
Okay.
I love Jesus Takes the Wheel.
Yeah.
Jesus take
Like,
the
Those
wheel.
songs
like,
are
I'm a
good.
fan of those.
Take it from my hand.
Don't like what she has become.
Got the suds in the bucket and
I
the
have
clothes
not
hanging
looked into
down on the
But
line.
I trust your opinion on almost everything, so I'll side with you. We hate
Thanks.
Carrie Underwood.
You heard it here,
Thanks.
Carrie. Get out of town.
Yeah, I don't like her.
You're not welcome here unless you
Nope.
email me, and then you can be on the show.
Then you can be on the show.
I actually hold on. I actually have.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
So the next one is a big one. The Chicks, formerly known as the Dixie Chicks, speak out against the U.S. invasion of Iraq. Do you remember
Yeah,
that
I
episode?
sure do.
That
I
crazy.
was 7.
Yeah, and it caused a whole thing in
It
America.
sure did. It sure did. They hate George W. Bush.
And weren't they on like a watch list or something?
No, they
Oh
just,
my
well, I mean, so they were put on, it wasn't a watch list. They were just put on like high alert as far as like, because at that time,
Yeah.
you weren't really allowed to kind of speak out about that stuff. because
Which
it was
is
right after the towers. So
Yeah.
like the country was like, no, we're together. And they came out and they're like, yeah, but like you're still doing shitty
Yeah,
stuff.
like we got to talk about it.
And then everyone was like, that ain't flying, girls. I don't know
Yeah.
what to tell you. We are ready to roll. Somebody's got to die.
But yeah, so that was a big one. When
I remember
that's
that.
one
That
of
was
the
crazy.
most serious one. Actually, it is.
They
the most
like
serious
burnt
one on here.
flags and stuff,
Yeah.
and they went on TV and
Yeah.
they did a whole
A
lot of
whole
stuff.
thing. So there was that one. That was a big thing that happened.
Sinead O'Connor did the same thing.
Yeah.
She didn't get near the hype.
No. I was gonna put her on here, but I was running out of room,
Mm-hmm.
so she didn't get on here. There's a lot of things that didn't get on here because
That's all right.
Yeah, I can tell.
yeah, because I
It's
just ran
okay.
out of room.
B is my favorite section.
So B,
Mm-hmm.
Miley Cyrus begins recording Hannah Montana, and you know what? That's iconic.
Yes.
That is how Millie Bobby Brown
that
got her
shaped
American
a generation.
That's literally what
and
I
that's my
just told-
generation.
What I just told Harley, I said that shaped our generation.
Yeah.
And that's how Millie Bobby Brown got her American accent, was from
Millie
watching
Bobby
Hannah Montana.
Brown.
I did not know that, but that's so cute.
That's how she learned. She said when she was coming to America to do auditions that she would just sit there and watch Hannah Montana, and that's how she would speak.
I mean,
And that's
me
how
too.
she would teach herself to do an American accent.
Yeah. The
So
Hannah Montana movie changed my
changed
life.
my life. I love Hannah Montana.
I'm so in love with the guy that played the love interest.
Blake Shelton.
What?
Lucas Till, I think.
Can you say Blake Shelton?
I ain't
say Sandy?
practiced Santeria.
Amy Winehouse wins 5 Grammy Awards,
I really like Amy Winehouse.
And then she died.
and then she died. I only know
So
2
sad.
songs by her, but I
They
think
tried to
she-
make her go to rehab.
Which
Nah,
ones?
I rehab, and then there's
I
another one
said
can't
no,
What's the other one?
no,
I can't
no.
remember it.
Fade to Black.
Sing it.
remember.
Back to Black.
Back to Black. Not Fade to Black. Fade to Black's Metallica.
What? I
Back
was
to
gonna say, wait a
Back to
second.
Black.
Valerie.
I literally
Valerie.
can't.
Valerie's
my
a cover.
favorite songs
Valerie's a
ever.
cover though.
But still, her version of it is the
Yeah.
best.
Is like the
Who
most
sings the
famous.
original?
It was a boy group back in like the 60s.
Yeah, so nobody cares. Amy Winehouse on
Literally.
top.
You have to send
I
me.
found out that about a Taylor Swift song like last year or something. I found out one of her songs is a cover and I didn't know it. And the
Really?
original sounds so different.
You want
that
me
you
to-
would never be able to tell.
You want me to blow both of your minds right now?
Yeah.
Sure.
Respect is a cover. Aretha Franklin did not
Really?
write that song. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I guess she gets to put to number 2 because that's crazy.
No. But still.
What T Swift song?
Untouchable. It's like it's
Uh,
one.
Oh.
Do you know that song?
Not really. No.
Okay. I'll play it for you after.
But I was gonna say,
basically,
This
her
time
version is
I'll
very
be
slowed down,
Yeah.
like romantic, pretty.
bulletproof.
And then the
Yeah.
original is like hardcore heavy metal rock.
I think I had to play it in band.
Interesting.
No, there's no way.
Yes. Because when I was in college, had a girl who loved Taylor Swift. She was our flute player.
Oh, you played the Taylor Swift
Oh, the
version.
Taylor Swift
okay, I was gonna
version,
say
yeah.
there's that band, the metal band. You wouldn't know.
No. We did the.
Pretty
Taylor
sure it's
Swift version.
Exodus.
I think
Maybe.
maybe. Hold on, let me see.
Anyway, so
This
she wins,
time
and while
I'll
McKenna's looking
be-
that up, we're gonna go to this next one. Kanye steals Taylor Swift's moment with her
Maybe I should zip my lips on this one.
speech, and
I don't know
then
what to say.
and then Beyonce lets her come up.
Beyonce
and-
gave it back.
yeah. Again, that's the one thing she
But
did
that
good.
was good.
That's the one thing she did good. She is such a terrible person.
Thanks. That's
Like I
interesting to me.
can't. Yeah, do you not know all the drama?
Drama,
No,
drama,
because I don't
drama,
really
drama.
pay attention to Beyonce.
Oh,
I mean, I do, but like I don't.
there's like legal action against them right now
That's tea.
with the P Diddy stuff.
Luna Halo.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, no,
You don't know.
nobody. No, that's the band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nobody knows them. I don't even know them.
Do you know the song?
Yeah, but I thought it was Exodus.
Luna Halo.
Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday album.
Wait, we
debuts.
did not talk about
Nicki
Kanye
Oh,
West.
sorry.
Minaj.
I didn't know if you wanted to or not.
I mean, I could talk about it for a long time. I want to know how you guys feel about that. Actually,
I feel different about it now.
why?
really?
Well, because at the time when it happened, everybody was like, "Fuck Kanye West."
Mhm.
But now with everything that's happened with P. Diddy, it is coming out that Kanye knew some shit about P. Diddy and how P. Diddy attacks certain women. And by him going up there and doing that and giving like kudos to Beyonce, there's a chance that it may have saved Taylor Swift's life.
Because she was an upcoming artist.
And she was gunning for Beyonce's career.
Yeah.
So everyone has to
Oh.
pay respect to Beyonce is like the theory.
I've heard about the thank you Beyonce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because Taylor Swift wasn't in her speech thanking Beyonce, Kanye popped up there, and they're saying now that it could have possibly saved her life.
That's crazy.
It's also a conspiracy. It's all a theory.
That's a very
but-
interesting take. I still hate Kanye West because that was just the beginning of everything.
Oh,
Oh,
the- that-
no, we're not Kanye.
I was going to
Okay,
say.
We're far
Well,
Making
well,
sure.
hold on.
Uh,
He has
Sure.
some good points.
No, I hate him.
Wrong
Do not get
no,
out.
not now.
that's a believable conspiracy though. 'Cause that's one of the reasons I already wasn't really liking Beyonce,
Uh,
but then a lot of stuff came out with the P Diddy stuff that like
uh,
she's insane.
yeah,
Say what you want about Kanye's a terrible person.
he's a horrible person.
The Graduate album, arguably the best piece of
I only
rap
know-
history music.
I only know
I don't even care
Stronger by
about his
Kanye.
music because I hate everything about him.
So good though.
Are we ready to move on to the next one?
Yeah, we can move on.
Nicki's Pink Friday album debuts.
Nicki Minaj.
Here.
Nicki Minaj.
Minaj.
And I just love this album. Fun fact: Dylan cannot stand to listen to Nicki Minaj.
Go to the beach.
Why?
Beach.
I don't know because he hates me. He turns it every time it's in the car.
Is
He'll
this
get,
super
halfway
bass?
through. Yeah,
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom.
it's a pretty iconic.
Every time I think of that
Album.
song, I think of those two little girls that were Ellen.
Yes, I love them. Have you seen the Where Are They Now
Yeah.
with them? It's so
One
cute.
of them has like 2 kids.
Yeah, it's crazy. It makes me feel old.
Yeah.
Here you go, buddy. Billie
Yeah.
Eilish debuts "Don't Smile at Me."
Mm-hmm.
That's your girl.
That's your
Girl.
girl.
No.
Oh, what?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
He
not,
likes that one song by her.
What's that one song?
No, I like a handful of songs by her. I just think that she's like
Bad Guy. That's what it is.
no, Bad Guy sucks. No, there was the underwater song. I forget.
6 feet on. No, that's not about her.
No, I mean Ocean Eyes
Are you
is
talking-
fine.
Are you talking about her new album? The album cover is her underwater.
No.
Oh.
It came out like right after the Bad Guy album. It was a single that she released with her and Phineas. But I mean, my whole thing with
Phineas, I don't know why I asked.
yeah, my thing with Billie Eilish is I think that she was a pioneer, but in the worst way.
Because she's a woman.
No, the mumble singing is the worst thing to happen to music. It's equivalent to when they did trap. Do you remember trap?
I like trap.
You like trap?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, I know what you're saying though.
I get what you're
It's
saying.
just
You
but,
have
like-
to
it
have
was
an
bad.
acquired taste.
Yeah.
It was
to like
it was just bad for the industry, and then it produced a bunch of other bad artists that did the Billie Eilish thing.
Well, I think that trap music has its like
Like it's a little
place.
Sure,
harsh.
it has its place
That's
for
what I listen
specific
to
people.
When I run. I'm like, because it gets me
Real.
like,
Yeah.
I can just listen to it.
I don't like trap.
I will say one of the most incredible like concert moments I've experienced at a
Mhm.
show was at her concert.
There are defining moments in genres. Luke Bryan destroyed country music. Like that was a
hate Luke
defining
Bryan.
moment in country
I also
music.
feel like he looks like my mom.
Billie Eilish
As a man of
destroyed.
You're so right.
Billie Eilish destroyed pop music.
That
Is a
is a very
defining.
hot
harsh
take.
Yeah.
statement.
It
We're saying
is.
that about her and not Chapel Roan. It's crazy.
Oh,
Chapel Rowan is a
Speak on it.
product of Billie Eilish.
No.
Yes.
Chapel Roan is her own mess.
Nope.
okay. Let's talk about what's good about Billie Eilish. She did this thing where she sang one of her most popular songs, but she took the like recorder board, the like I forget what those things are called. Where you like,
Mhm.
can, like press and
Mixing
record.
board?
Yeah, mixing board, whatever. And sat just herself in the middle of the stage, that crisscross applesauce with her little soundboard, and held the microphone. She was like, "I need all of you guys to be really quiet for this to work." And she recorded every harmony part, the backtrack to one of her songs, and then sang it a cappella over that. And did
That's
it
sick.
all sitting right in the middle of the stage, like, and she had the whole arena totally captivated. Like I've never heard an arena that quiet in my life.
That's crazy.
I'm not saying
And
that
it was
she's not a
beautiful.
fantastic musician.
But
Like
I was also a hater, kind of.
In the beginning, I was a hater of her.
I still hold strong. Like I said, I do like a handful of songs,
Yeah.
but what she pioneered, what became that sound, was so
Okay. I understand
what
damaging
you're
to
saying.
the industry.
Okay, I can hear that.
yeah.
I think.
I also love that she.
But I can do that for every genre. I can
This
I
is
can
true,
tell you
yeah.
the defining moment, like
Mhm.
in metal, Metallica ruined metal music.
Yeah.
Like, as there's just these defining bands that
Which is
come
crazy.
through
You're
and
a
just
big fan of Metallica.
huge fan of Metallica.
Yeah.
But metal music changed when they came into the scene.
Interesting.
The one thing I like about Billie Eilish is because she came to be when she was underage, is she
Yeah.
always wore like the baggy outfits because
Mhm.
she didn't want to be sexualized as a child, and
Yeah.
then proved everyone right on her 18th birthday when she came out, and they're like, oh my god, you have boobies.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then everyone was just gawking over her, and
Mhm.
we're like, you are the hottest thing we've ever seen. And
Uh-huh.
she was like, this is literally my point.
Uh-huh.
If I came out here
Yeah.
as a 16-year-old girl, you would have said the same thing about me, and that's gross.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then you know what? She went right back to her
Yep.
baggy clothes. Anywho.
She's responsible for Olivia Rodrigo also.
Oh, hot take.
I have a
There
lot
would
of hot
be-
takes about Olivia Rodrigo.
There would be
I was
no
a hater,
Olivia.
and
There
then
would be
I
no
wasn't.
Charlie XCX.
Charlie XCX was before Billie
I was
Eilish.
gonna say, what are you saying?
Her sound now.
I mean, I will say I do not like Brat.
Oh no,
You get
I
what I'm
just
saying.
think the green is crazy.
You get what I'm
It
saying though.
killed the world. Do we remember that?
Brat
Like,
Summer.
like it dropped, and everyone's like, "Brat Summer."
Yeah,
I don't
it's-
even really know what that means.
I think it's
Still.
just green. I don't know. I just assume it's green.
Okay.
Where were we? Oh, Rihanna is given the title of Order of National Heroes by her home country.
That's very interesting. I didn't know that.
of which is
I literally had it. Now I can't remember.
Haiti,
No, it
Bolivia.
is- I think it's Bolivia.
I don't think that that was me just throwing out countries that I know. I
Google
don't
will
think
know.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Hang on.
Honduras, maybe
What did you say before?
Bolivia,
It was Barbados.
Barbados.
I knew it started with a B. Anywho, yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
That is pretty
And,
cool.
Yeah, I'm assuming for everything that she does for him.
Yeah.
SZA breaks the record for largest streaming week of R&B albums.
Okay.
Which I love.
period.
I love R&B. We have
Yeah.
found
R&B
this
is
out.
cool.
R&B is great.
I've never listened to any of SZA's stuff.
Really?
You
It has not
have
come. It has not come my way yet.
You Kill Bill.
Mm.
It's not my favorite. It's not good.
I will say, like, out of the genres of music that I lean towards, that
Yeah.
one's like the last
Yeah.
on my list.
Yeah.
Would you consider Khaled as R&B?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's what I thought. But every time like I think about it, I'm like, am I crazy? Because I don't.
It
really know
has to
anything
like
about music.
really be like a standout
Yeah.
thing for me to
Do
take
I
interest.
do I like R&B or do I just like Khaled?
Mm.
No, you
That's the
like
question.
R&B. I think
I
Do
do
you
like
like SZA?
R&B. Not Kill Bill, but like other
Okay,
songs.
but that's like her most
Usher.
popular song, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Usher would be R&B.
Yeah.
T-Pain, I would argue, is R&B.
You know what? I love R&B. You heard
Yeah.
it here first. I love R&B. I really do.
R&B covers a
Um,
lot.
I like this next one.
This next one, that's what I thought. I was really. This is something I put on there. This wasn't
Yeah.
from NPR.
No, but this is big.
This is big. Sabrina and Olivia drama.
Yeah. Do you know about this?
I do. We did a whole show.
We did.
Did you
We
really?
did
McKenna,
3
a
shows.
whole it was
How
like
did I
3
miss
shows
this?
of me filling them in. I have
Yeah,
never
every
felt-
week we followed the drama.
Yeah, and then whenever they followed each other on Twitter, and I'm like, "This is
Did you
our
see them
treaty
talking
of
at the
Versailles."
Grammys?
No.
Oh my god, Olivia literally walked up to her and like crouched down in front, and they were talking, and then they hugged at the very end, and it's in the background of a video of other people. And everybody's like, "There's pictures of everything from this night. Where was
not
the
that.
camera person when this was happening?"
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, when I met Adam, this is the first thing that I told him was Sabrina and Olivia drama.
Exactly.
I was like, buddy, you need to know now.
"Yeah, it's very important."
It is very
their
important.
biggest, like some of their biggest songs are about
from each other.
are about each other.
And I love that.
Please,
No, it's so good.
Please.
Please, please, please.
No,
So how do you feel about Olivia?
me, I
Yeah.
really like her,
Okay.
and I really. So here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
I was a hater.
Yeah.
Before her second album. And that was
Yes.
only because I was blind to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, so she just dropped this album and is basically the biggest artist in the world
Yeah.
right now with like driver's license and
Yeah.
everything. And then just like left. We're like, how's
Yeah.
she going to come back from that? Like second album, how's
Okay.
she going to do it? And
Yeah.
then Sarah and I were having this conversation and we watched the Vampire music video, which was the 1st single when it came out. And I literally sat there with my jaw on the floor and I was like, I have been stood corrected.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
I think she's fine. Okay? Like I'm a fan,
Mhm.
but also what she does isn't hard to recreate. And I feel that about like a lot
Yeah.
of people. Like I think it's average. But it's good, but it's average.
But like, could people do it like her?
yes. That's my thing, is that's how I feel. Is like she has a very easily, like, you could replicate what she does easily.
Yeah.
But again, I feel that way about a lot of people.
It's the like
So-
songwriting style type that you
Yeah.
were talking about. Like when basically all of her songs are kind of about the same thing.
Yeah. I also think she has a good voice, but I also think she has an average voice.
I also
Does
think
that make
she's like
sense?
21.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing with all of these new like up and coming
Yeah.
pop artists like Gracie Abrams, Olivia
Mhm.
Rodrigo, Billie Eilish, like they all kind of got shoved into the spotlight.
Exactly.
That's how I feel about Gracie Abrams. Like I was talking about this the other day, how I saw her second row on her last tour for $90.
Yeah.
And like now she started playing arenas, and the cheapest ticket you can find is $550 in the back of the arena.
And I also think, like, the way I would put it is with her voice. If I went to a high school choir concert and she had a solo, I'd say that was a fantastic solo.
Yeah.
But then to put her as like a pop star, I'm like, it's fine.
I feel like she got
It's
too
fine.
much too fast.
Too much. So, and that's my other thing
And
too.
she didn't have room to grow into what
Yes.
she's supposed to be.
So, like, when Driver's License came out, I was going through a breakup. And I remember all of my friends were like, oh, don't listen to the song. It's going to make you cry. It's going to,
Mhm.
too close to home. Don't listen to it. And then it came on the radio. And I'm like, well, I need to go cry anyways.
Mhm.
And I listened to it. And I was like, it's fine. like it's not. I don't know. I thought it was going to be this big thing that it wasn't. And I'm like, it's average.
Mhm.
It is an
Okay.
average song that came out on TikTok. Like, that's how I felt about it. I'm like,
Okay.
it's fine. But you could argue Sabrina Carpenter in the beginning, she was also fine.
Yeah.
Like, she was your average 13, 14-year-old coming out with music with Disney.
Mhm.
But then, like you said, she had that room to grow
Mhm.
into
And
her
now
voice.
she's
So
incredible.
good. And that's my thing. Like, when you're looking at it from a talent level, I'm like, if I could pick someone out of a high school choir to replicate this,
Mhm. Mhm.
I just don't
Yeah.
know. She's
But
she
I
got
think that's the
spotlight.
thing, because like she's playing at these festivals now, and just did one. I don't remember where it was, but like held her own so well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just this one person, and I'm
Mhm.
like 22 years old, and there's like a million people right in
Yeah.
front of me, and like I feel sad for her, kind of.
Interesting.
And that's
Okay,
why I
'cause
feel
it's
like
just her.
I'm not like
No.
not that I ever was a hater.
Yeah, I
I
was
just feel
gonna
like I
say-
doubted her way too much.
I mean, I guess even now, and I love, like, the Guts album. I have it fully downloaded. I listen to it all the time. I love that
Yes,
album.
and her live, it was incredible, because
Yeah.
the vibes, like, you could look at just her vocals and be like,
Yeah.
okay, she has room to grow, and
Yeah.
you could rebuttal that by like, yes, she does. She's on her second album,
She hasn't had the chance to.
and she has the whole world at her fingertips. Like,
Exactly.
she can't stop now.
And that's my thing. It's like, in 5 to 10 years, I'll probably feel different.
Yeah, that's how
But,
people
like,
talk
right
about
now-
Taylor Swift too.
Yeah, I'm like,
if you listen to any of her original albums, you could be
Yes.
like, oh,
she had room
I
to
even
grow.
still do that sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, girl.
Yeah, like, she,
And then
yeah.
you listen now and you're like, whoa. And you know
Exactly.
why? Because you grow up and you mature and you learn what you're doing.
Exactly.
And she's still in that beginning period.
Exactly.
So
100%.
that's how I feel about Olivia Rodrigo.
That
But
is-
I really
no,
love her
that's-
as a person. I think she's so cute.
I think she's very sweet, and I think she's very cute. I just,
Yeah.
I think her music's fine. It's okay.
Mhm.
The last one is just the
No
Charlie-
comment back
no
here.
comment on here.
Not
From
on,
the
not
green
on, not on
It's
Olivia
literally
Rodrigo.
Just
Oh.
the green friend.
What do you have to say?
I
Sorry.
have zero to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he feels completely indifferent about her.
I thought you were making a joke that we didn't let
No.
you talk.
Oh no, I have plenty to say about her, but nothing I want to say here.
Nothing you want to say here? That's crazy.
I'm not. I think
Anywho.
So after the cameras go, we're staying in here.
she's a hack.
I don't know what that
Oh,
means.
hot take.
But
That was all of it?
That was it.
Oh.
Sorry,
that was
guys.
your timeline, Harley.
That was
Those
my
are the most
timeline.
important
Oh.
moments.
That was it.
Olivia Rodrigo's a
Can't believe
hack.
the re-recordings weren't on there.
She is a song
Again, I just
stealing
didn't have a lot of room.
hack.
That's a pretty.
Do we wanna do a
significant
whole-
moment, though.
What if you put together a whole Taylor Swift podcast and then you come on here and you tell me all about Taylor Swift?
Okay. Yeah. Telling you that little lore in the car the other day was
Yeah.
so fun, because I've never met someone, Harley, until I met Taylor, that
Yeah.
didn't already know all of this.
I literally know.
So I played her a song in the car, and she goes, "I really want to know who this is about," and I literally almost peed my pants because
She
I was
had
like,
the answer right away.
"No one's ever asked me this question before and not known."
Yeah.
You could do a little mini
A
series.
little mini-series
The
about
history of Taylor Swift.
I
About
totally
Keith
would.
Wiggle?
I totally would. Are you
sit
kidding
in the
me?
car and chat.
We could do a documentary where you learn about Taylor Swift.
Is that a
Period.
documentary or just some
It's a,
YouTube videos?
no, it's a docu-series.
You know what I
The
mean?
docu-series is
I love
official.
that. Anywho.
Could be good. Could be good for the show.
Could be good for me.
Wow, does anyone have anything else to add? We are an hour and 30 minutes. in.
100.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It felt long, but I thought it was just me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we really played in
Well,
your
you
girl
know,
lore.
when we
I was gonna say we're the ones yapping.
3 hours could be gone,
But,
but no one would know.
People have been asking for longer podcasts.
This is true.
Oh,
So
I can't
we're
argue with
giving it
that
to 'em.
point.
Yeah.
They're like actual people, which is crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I can't wait for the comments to be like, yeah, we wanted longer ones, but
But this one was
It's
good.
Girls'
Everyone
Month.
loves women.
Yeah,
who
Not
doesn't?
everyone.
I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Anywho, I have nothing else. I'm a little hot and want to go take a nap.
Yeah, it's warm in
A
here.
nap. It's
Yeah.
nighttime. Go to bed.
Oh no, literally, I can't breathe out of my nose. I'm actually gonna scream
That's
about it.
horrible.
It's terrible.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Taylor's dying
I am.
again.
I literally sat on the couch and sang, "I'm not gonna make it."
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Nice.
All right. Well,
So
Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
so
Do you have
I in
anything
the
to
show.
add?
Hmm?
Do you have anything to add?
I think this was great. I think this was something we should do every year.
He didn't sound convincing. Do you want to do the ending of the show? That's usually
Sure.
my job, unless McKenna knows it.
I think it's important to celebrate women. I think
I
that
agree.
it is very
I
important
could talk about women for hours.
to
Yeah, I love that.
acknowledge the amazing talent that women bring to this industry.
Yeah.
And I think that you two were a great duo to have this
Thank you.
conversation.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate
I
that.
really
That's
appreciate
all I
that.
got to add.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love women more now that I get to experience girlhood because of McKenna. So I just
There
want
you
that
go.
here said on the
Got me
podcast.
crying.
All right, you want to
Anyhow.
end the show?
Take it away.
You know, if you liked today's stuff, go ahead and hit that notification thing.
I'll do it.
And okay.
He messed up. All right, everybody.
Smash that like button.
Smash
Sorry.
it. If you liked today's video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can be notified every time we post a new video. And as always, go follow us on all of our things. We have a website. We have an Instagram. We have a TikTok now. Go follow that. Hook and Bridge on everything.
We're doing blogs on the website. We're
Yeah.
writing
Oh.
music
Yeah.
album reviews over there.
Ooh.
So there will be one about the upcoming May Day Parade album. And you can check out our guest list on there. So if you're interested in seeing like who all we've worked with, all of the episodes that they're on are tied to that. There's a couple of mental health articles on there. There's all of our Pokemon Day articles on there. Yeah, Taylor, I've been busy.
No idea what's on the website.
We're working on our docu-series called The Hunt for 100. That is in the works. That is a go. It will be happening. And definitely support it when that goes up. And you can do all of that stuff from our website.
Heck yeah. All right, everybody. It's been real. It's been real. Peace.